last month when my father passed away, which I think your name was the first, your funeral parlour was the first funeral home there. It wasn't going to, because we had other family members that had dealt with you before, and so, you know, it was of course going to be used. Yeah. Sad. You know, you still think of things that maybe we could have done, you know, before Dad passed away. There's a lot that we have to do at his place. So many memories. I mean, we talk about them all the time. I mean, I've got stuff that still belongs to him, and I look at them and think about everything that we had with Dad. Just lots of memories. Yeah, so the family, and especially the kids, want to go back to the barrier just to keep their grandfather's place up to maintenance, you know, and it's just because we didn't get to see him that often when we were back here in Auckland. It's so expensive to go back there, but now it's really sad to think that now that Dad's gone. So he was so, you know, we used to try and say to him, he had money, you know, do your place up, but everything was always second hand, and oh, I don't know, I suppose it's their ways, you know. And my brothers used to growl at him, and they'd say to him, you know, buy brand new, Dad, you know that money's, you know, yours, you worked hard for it. But no, Dad, you know, he'd fix things himself. Yeah, but oh, I was so proud of my dad, because he taught my brothers a lot of things, and they're very independent and they've done really well, and I put that to my dad, you know. They weren't who they are today. Yeah, my dad, he did a lot for my brothers, so I wish I was a boy. Yeah, so, because I've got my brother that lives overseas and sister that lives overseas, so they're always contacting me about stuff that needs to be done for Dad, to make sure that I've got everything we need when we go back to the barrier. Yeah, which is pretty full on. But, yeah, no, I think it's brought us more closer together, really, with the family, and with our children. Yeah, so wish we had spent a lot more time with Dad, because he had Alzheimer's too. Didn't really, well, I suppose Dad didn't. There was a lot of things he couldn't remember. Luckily he still remembered us, he couldn't remember the kids. And he still kept thinking, because he hadn't been back to the barrier for 4 years, but he'd always think that he'd only been back a week, or, you know, when he was in the rest home, and I'd say to him, where are you, Dad? And he'd say, oh, I'm over the barrier, where do you think? Oh, okay, yeah, oh, that's good then. Yeah. They thought it was really sad, but they still talked to him, even though he wasn't sure who they were. They still spoke to him like, you know, he was their granddad, talked to him like, you know, he'd look at them like really funny, but, you know, they'd just laugh, you know, because they knew that he wasn't really sure who they were. And I'd have to say to them, Mum, oh, Dad, that's China, like my daughter, or that's Riley, you know, and he'd just look. But yeah, the kids would go up there when he was in the rest home. They'd go and visit him on the weekends, and I'd always say to them, you know, if you're passing through for work, because some of them are drivers, go in and visit your grandfather, and they would, you know. So that was really good. And my daughters, they'd go up and feed him, you know, make sure that he was eating. Yeah, it was really sad for them, because a lot of our children, they've really only got, they only had my side of, they seem to be more closer to my side of the family than they did with their other sides. So their grandfather was their grandfather.
So you got sick?
Yeah, he took them a lot. and what they loved most about it is that he was there was always somewhere for them to go with their friends when they'd go and visit him on the barrier, and he was really good. He didn't mind them coming to visit him, or he didn't mind them bringing their friends over. So yeah, no, that was their granddad. Before Mum died, that was what, 20 odd years ago. It took a lot of convincing for Dad to get her to retire back on the island, because she was more worried about missing all her muckles and not seeing them. And then when he finally did convince Mum to go back, she passed away. So yeah. He was a good teacher. He taught the boys a lot. It's really laid back. The island's really laid back, and you know, we've got all our cousins and our aunties there, our uncle's family. And it would be really funny. We'd be sitting up on Dad's porch, and you've got the beach down the front, and you'd see all the little cousins coming off the school bus and not going home, straight into the sea. That go swimming. It was just really nice to see all the little cousins going straight into the water after coming home on the bus, straight off the bus and straight into the water. It was really nice. He was a quiet man, Dad. He never said much unless he had a drink. You know, then he had a lot to say. But every year, you know, when we had Christmas, it was always about Dad. He'd come back. Every year he'd come back to spend Christmas with us, because he knew it was too expensive for all of us to go back there to the island. You know, to get all of us to go back together. So Christmas was always at my place. And Dad had taught my brothers how to do hangis, and then my brothers taught all our boys how to do the hangis. So my brothers and that would all sit there and just watch their nephews or their kids doing the hangis, and they'd be talking to my father, and yeah, it was just nice. Those are the times that I'm going to miss, is not having Dad around. Yeah, it's going to be strange. I don't know, there'll probably be, I suppose, what would you say, bittersweet. You know, it's nice to have all the family come back to have Christmas, but it's going to be sad that Dad's not with us. We'll probably do a lot of talking about him. But the nicest part is all of us going back there to his place. A lot of memories back there. When he'd go up to the RSA and have to get somebody to go and pick him up, he'd forget where home was. So you know, you get people ringing up at the RSA asking us who's coming to get Dad, because Dad's forgotten where he's going. Just, I suppose really the saddest part is going to be is not being able to talk to him, you know, and just having his presence there, and you know, having laughs with Dad about, you know, things. One of my cousins, never brought her mum along, passed away. You know, she was the first person we knew Dad was sick. My sister and I straight away knew who to go to ask who my cousin had been through, and yeah, and that was how we came up with you guys, because she was really happy with the service that you guys had given them, and of course, you know, go to the beast. So I have no regrets, no what do you call it? there's no complaints at all. I mean, I was happy with everything that you guys did. We were all happy, my brothers and my sisters. We couldn't have asked for a better funeral parlour.